This is Lizzie from Let Zoe Spoil You.
And Sagira from Sagira Salutes You. And together, we are Newbie versus Weeaboo. Sagira, Newbie.
Lizzie, a weeaboo.
It's Newbie versus Weeaboo. Ahoy, hoy.
Heidi, hi.
Hello, hello. And we're back again. I don't know why I always started with we're back again. Because obviously we're back again.
Yeah, I mean, we could have gone somewhere, but we haven't, so...
The time that we recorded this was just after the announcement of the new outdoor rules, and meh. I mean, Matt Lucas sums it up with go out, don't go out, go to work, don't go to work. So, yeah, I think we're all just as confused as we were before.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to stay doing what I'm doing until it's my turn to go to work and then come back, because at the moment, you know, we're on weird rota-based shifting.
Yep, exactly. But we have more time now that we're kind of officially still on lockdown. We have more time to watch more of our new anime, which I forgot what it's called. Our new anime, Puella Magi Madoka Magica.
Babe. Puella Magi Madoka Magica.
Yeah, I say it as quickly as I can because I know I'm not saying it right.
Faster you say it, the easier it rolls off the tongue.
Exactly. And we're up to episode 3, which is called I'm Not Afraid of Anything Anymore. And it is official that these are titles that are said during the episodes, because I'm listening out for them. I'm like, she said it. If you don't know what to call something, just find your favourite line and boom, you're done. So this one opens with Sayaka visiting a boy in bed. I didn't know whether it was a boy or girl at first because it's short hair and feminine looking features, and you never know, but it's a boy. It's a boy. And they are in hospital in bed. And Sayaka has bought them some classical music CDs. When was this made?
Early 2000s?
I'm just wondering. Because CDs. And they start listening to the music together. And as the music is playing, this boy starts to cry. And so we're going, okay. Because we know nothing about this boy. So is it because the music is sad? Or is he thinking about sad things? Or is the reason he's in hospital? We know nothing right now. And this is why we watch on.
Yeah, because if we stopped there... Yeah, it would be a terrible episode. Boy cries really in bed.
Really bad cliffhanger. So then we have our intro. And then we cut to Mami fighting. And it seems like she's fighting with a witch. All we know is that she's in the labyrinth fighting something. And she wins. And Sayaka and Madoka are with her. And they're like, yay! Because they're her little cheerleaders. And they're still not magical girls. So they still haven't decided what their wishes are yet. And she doesn't get a reward. Mammy doesn't get the little grief seed thing. And they're like, but why? And she says, it was not a witch. It was a familiar, which is another thing to look out for. So
yeah,
just danger everywhere. Mammy then questions them if they know what their wishes are, but they still don't know. And they ask what she wished for. And though she doesn't tell them what she wished for, we kind of get a flashback. And it's her underneath like some rubble. Where clearly something like a fight or a war or something is going on, and she's like bloodied up and stuff. And then Cube
I thought it was a
by.
Car accident. You see the highway and the upturned car that she's in.
Is it? I just saw her underneath something, and it seemed like there was stuff going on in the background.
Yeah, I think it's a road accident because it's on top of a road and she's in an upside down car.
Is she in an upside down car? I'm gonna have a look. Because this is what I can do. Blah, 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 chatty, chatty. Fast forward. Oh, now I see it. Now I see it. Yep, you're right. It's a car accident and an upturned car. I don't know. I just saw like destruction. That's all I saw.
No, I definitely saw the road accident, the road and an upside down car.
No, I didn't. I do write at the same time, remember? So I just take in what I think I see. So, okay. So she's in a car accident. Yes, without saying it, she basically wished for her life, is really what she wished for, because she kind of alludes to it by saying, like, I'd rather be a magical girl than dead. Yeah. So he must have wished to stay alive. And also that kind of explains why she has no family as well, because if they all died in the car crash, then obviously she's the sole survivor of this horrific event. She tells the girls to take their time because obviously it's a big decision. And Sayaka inquires the rules of the contract. This is why I think there should be a book on, like, you know, the rules of being a magical girl.
Well, it changes depending on the show.
She asks if the wish has to be for the person wishing, or can they wish on behalf of someone else? And Cubey says, yes. But Mammy then warns them, saying that you shouldn't wish for someone else unless you are sure that that is what they want you to wish for, which is kind of true.
Yeah.
Because say, like, if I don't want to use an actual example. Say I had a dog, because I don't have a dog, and the dog died. And someone saw how much I was grieving and everything, and time had passed, and like, you know what? She really loved that dog. I wish for that dog to come back. If the dog came back, yes, it'd be happy, but I've grieved that dog. Like, I'm past that part. So now I'm going to have to grieve it all over again when it dies again. So do I want that wish to come true? You need to ask that person if that's what they really want before you make wishes for them. So I understand what they're saying. It's that moral dilemma of helping people, but are you really helping them?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only example. Can you give an example of?
Well, it was just like something like you're in a lot of like financial problems, and someone sees that you're really struggling financially, and they're like, oh my goodness, their life would be so much easier if they were just given a load of money. You wish that, and you say you wish them to win the lottery, and they win the lottery, but actually money doesn't solve all the problems, and it could be that by getting money, they're like, oh yes, I keep saying that I've got lots of financial difficulties, but they were working towards sorting it out themselves, and just having it instantly takes that away from them. Or by suddenly winning the lottery, they're all of a sudden all in the press, and because of the press, all the skeletons in their closets about like what they're struggling with is out for the public to see. It's like, oh wow, turns out like, you know, the person with mental health issues, or is like, you know, or has got a body buried underneath the house, has won the lottery. It's like the lottery, you know, anything could happen because you don't know the situation that got them into financial difficulty. They could be broke because they spent all their money trying to hide a body, or in with the mafia, and yeah.
It's a good thing they've been caught. It's bad for them, but
yeah, but you know, okay. So my example got a bit extreme, but you know what I mean. I can't help it. My brain goes to like murder and things.
You were doing very well up until that point.
I know, but you know,
yeah. Wait, yeah. Basically, don't wish for someone else.
No,
unless you are absolutely sure.
Yes.
And Sayaka thinks about this and agrees. Madoka is on her bed talking to Cubey about her wish. And now there's a new rule. Cubey cannot suggest wishes.
Yeah.
Like, no, I cannot influence you. You have to think about this for yourself. She asks if she could just wish to be a magical girl, because that's all she wants right now. And Cubey asks if she wants to be powerful. But after putting herself down, she's like, I'm not talented. I'm not clever. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
Don't say that. But she wants to be like Mammy, basically. She looks up to Mammy and she sees her fighting, and she sees that she's happy and she's strong and confident, and she wants to be that. So that's basically what her wish would be, is to be more like Mammy.
She's got that magical girl trope of it's the one that's like ditzy and not that smart and not that cool or anything, that always ends up being turned into the magical girl, and then they get all that like confusion about like, oh, is being a magical girl the only thing that's special about me? Is that the thing that makes me special? Or was I special and that's why I've been turned into a magical girl? And she doesn't feel very special or polished. But Mammy, on the other hand, is like, yeah, confident and strong and doing good for humanity. And she's like, her naive little magical world, she's like, that's what I want from life. I want to be happy and confident and doing good. It will make me special.
And Cubey tells her, as a magical girl, she will probably be more powerful than Mammy. And this is that whole thing of, why was she chosen? Because, you know, I mean, Sayaka, yeah, she was chosen, but only because she found out from Madoka. If she hadn't have stumbled upon when she found Cubey, then would she have even been involved? So it was Madoka that they were after all along, but Sayaka got caught up in it. Cubey also says that your soul gem would be huge. If you do you really want a huge soul gem though? Like, carry that thing around. He says that he's never met a girl with such potential. Yes. So, I'm not talented. I'm not special. Oh, yes, you are. You're the most special.
It's what every magical girl wants to hear. It's what every young girl wants to hear. That they are the most special of the special, especially when they feel like they are the least.
So, after this, Dad knocks on Madoka's door and asks for help because Mum is on the floor drunk.
Yep.
We know that this is a common occurrence because Madoka says, oh, not again. So Mum often rolls in drunk,
Well,
and they pop her into bed.
in Japanese society, it's kind of expected to go drinking after work with your like bosses and colleagues. It's kind of, if you want to progress in the company, you have to be social. And as a woman, she's kind of like she would have to pour the drinks for the guy, but she needs to be present, especially in business meeting or making deals with other companies. You're expected to go to the drinks because they do a lot of their deals over drinking parties. So it's actually a very normal occurrence for business members to come in late and drunk.
Well, I was going to say, like, drinking with your colleagues, yes, fine, but getting drunk with your colleagues, like, you don't have to get drunk to have a drink. I mean, unless you're trying to keep up with the men.
Yeah,
then,
like, and also the men get very drunk. Like, I've seen it when I was out there, and you're coming late night back from the parties, and there'd be like a businessman with his briefcase just lying in the side of the road being like, and you're like, do I do anything? And all the locals are like, no, don't worry, it's normal. And you're like, cool, there's just drunk people literally lying in the street at 4:00 in the morning because they've gone for a drinking party. And also they always try and out drink each other because you're the most like manliest and coolest and smartest the more you can drink, and if you can't keep up then you'll be laughed at.
So a bit like the UK then.
Yeah.
We do like going out and having our drinking competitions, so
Yes.
hey, we can relate.
But imagine that was an actual part of your day, like after work every day. You had to go for a drinking competition if you wanted to keep your job.
Yeah, true. I'm sure there are companies here that do that, whether it's part of their job or not.
Yeah. Even I would struggle with this.
But after they get mum into bed, dad's like, hey, let's have some hot chocolate. And Madika's like, yeah. So they have a little bonding session over some hot chocolate, which is nice because it's nice. I think it's nice when you see a character who's not. He's obviously a big part of her life because it's her dad, but we don't see him much because mum is such a huge presence.
Yeah.
You know, and so see these little parts with dad, it's quite nice. And it also shows, you know, his relationship with his children. They start talking about mum and how she's obsessed with work. But then dad tells her that she's a go-getter and wants to aim high. She's happy with the way that her life is and he's proud of her. And it's like, oh, he can cook, he can clean, he looks after the house, he looks after the children, and he's happy for his wife to do what she wants to do as long as she's happy. And oh, what a lovely man.
Yeah, pretty much the perfect husband. Oh,
yeah, as long as he's...
I've got one of those, I just realised.
Like, perfect husband.
Well, no, he cooks and he cleans and he looks after the house and he's quite happy. He looks after the cat, baby. He's happy for me to go out and pursue my ambitions and work hard while he provides. It's good. Yeah, I like it.
There you go. So you have the Madoka household arrangement.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Mammy.
I just realised he's also, after a drinking party, found me drunk and come out and collected me and brought me home. Yes, he's done. Oh, wow.
You guys can really relate to these guys.
Yes. Not that I'm a go-getting businesswoman, but still.
Well, you're trying to be an entrepreneur with your art and your writing, so
yeah, there we go.
Know, it's kind of the same thing. Wow, who knew that your lives would be lineal to the mum and dad?
Oh, I've got an old. I'm not a magical girl. I'm a magical girl's parents. Well, only if my cat starts transforming and fighting monsters.
How cute! Oh, I'm gonna have to draw a peridot in a little magical girl costume. Oh, that'd be cute. So as I was saying, Mammy is out witch hunting and she's got her little soul gem glowing and she's in a foggy part of town and it looks like a town square because there's a fountain and it's all very pretty. Then Hamura appears asking if Mammy feels guilty for leading innocent bystanders into danger. Now, this kind of gives off the warning signs of something that you learn after watching Evangelion is that not all is what it seems. Is good really good? Is bad really bad? Is the good people trying to trick the little innocent people into doing bad things by pretending that they're good? Like, it's all these questions now that come up, and it's like, oh, bloody Evangelion. I just want it to be straightforward. But I mean, that's, you know, the days of good is good and bad is bad, they're over. Everyone loves a plot twist. So, of course, something's going to happen. But Mammy says that Kyubei chose the two girls. Hamura says that she doesn't like that Madoka is involved. And Mammy seems okay with Madoka, and that she says that, you know, she's potentially competition for Hamura because she's already said she doesn't want to have anyone else there. She doesn't want to be challenging other magical girls for these seeds. She wants to just have the seeds.
You get the feeling that Homura is on a mission, and the less like magical girls around, the more she can accomplish, or she can get to her goal faster.
Exactly. And it's not just Madoka now, it's also Sayaka. So that's 2 people commented, but there's now 4 girls in the area, potentially, because the other 2 haven't become magical girls yet. So she could be fighting 3 other girls to get these grief seeds. Mami says that this is the attitude of a bullied child. Now, that's what it says in the subtitles.
Yeah.
In the dub, it says a loser. So again, we're having that issue of a bullied child alludes something to her past. A loser just says like she's making fun of her.
Yeah.
So we're getting that different connotation again.
Because
this is why I have the subtitles up now.
Yeah.
So I can see.
Yeah, because a bullied child, it implies that either Homura has been bullied or something tragic has happened to her to make her so standoffish and not want to form connections with other people, which is kind of the idea you get from her, is that like she doesn't like connections with other people or making friends and being near people. And it's like, what could possibly have led her to want to distance herself from people? And yeah, someone who was bullied would definitely want to distance. A loser is just someone who is a loser.
Exactly.
I mean,
so this is why I'm making notes of both, because as I just said, it completely changes what's being said, what's being alluded to. So yeah, my advice, if you don't like watching dub, or if you don't like watching sub, watch dub with the subtitles on, because you get 2 totally different stories. Hamura wants to fight Mami, but Mami just says no, but next time we meet, we'll fight, see ya. She walks off. This is not what she wants to do tonight. In hospital, Madoka waits for Sayaka, who says that her friend doesn't want any visitors today. So clearly there's this up and down relationship of them struggling with something. We don't know yet what it is. But as they're walking out of the hospital, they find a grief seed in the hospital wall. Dun dun dun! And there's no magical girls around. No! However, Kyubey is there just to be like, oh no, this is bad. Thanks, Kyubey. They start all debating on what to do. Should they get Mami? Should they stay? Should they go? And no one has anyone's cell phone number in this, so
yeah,
and they're too far away to talk,
telepathically.
Telepathically, thank you. I was going to say kinetically, and that's not the right one.
No.
No. Kyubey says that if they are pulled into the labyrinth, then without Mami, then they may never come back because they need a magical girl there to fight the witch. Sayaka says, right, Madoka, you go, find Mami, and I will stay here just in case anything happens. And I also think that because it's the hospital, she's worried about her friend.
Yeah, well, they imply that with, you see the curtains of his window drift. So she's like,
exactly.
She does not want anything to happen to him.
Exactly. So she wants to stay and make sure nothing goes down. And Kyubey says, yep, you go find Mami. I will stay with Sayaka just in case she gets pulled in, and then you'll be able to find us through me and blah, blah, blah. So that's what they do. And they end up getting pulled in. So Sayaka and Kyubey have gone into the labyrinth, and Madoka has gone off to find Mami. While Sayaka and Kyubey are walking around, Kyubey is like, do you want to make your wish now? Because you may not get another chance if you're dead.
Yeah.
And Sayaka is like, look, I don't want to rush this. So unless I have to, I don't want to do anything just yet. Because she doesn't want to rush this wish. Now that she's been, told that you shouldn't make wishes on behalf of other people, she now has to rethink everything that she's been wanting to do. Mami and Madoka arrive, and they communicate with Kyubey to come in quietly because the seed has not yet hatched. It's still an egg, so be quiet.
Yeah, don't want to wake up the witch.
No. Hamura arrives, and she claims the witch. She's like, this is mine. And Mami disagrees.
Yeah.
So she does her magic thing, and she wraps Hamura in these ribbon chains. So it's like the chains, but they're soft.
Yeah.
so you'll be restricted, but not hurt. So she's looking after her still. And Hamura tries to warn them that this is not a normal witch. This is a different kind of witch. And Mami ignores this, and they leave. And she should not have ignored her. Hell no.
Yeah.
Which again, it implies that Hamura isn't entirely evil and bad because she's trying to help them.
Yeah.
But because she's so mistrusted, she's ignored. So once again,
Yeah.
it's that whole...
You get Homura obviously knows more about the situation than she's letting on to us, the audience, and those guys. It's like, maybe if you just told us flat out what you're hiding and why you're being so mysterious, we'd know. But no, that's not how anime works.
They walk through the corridor of pill bottles. I'm guessing because they're near a hospital, it's kind of relating to where they are.
Pill bottles and syringes and just weird hospital stuff. And then needles. I always find that really creepy because it's like physically sewing people up rather than what would actually be going on in a hospital.
Well, Madoka tells Mami that she's thinking about wishing to become a magical girl to help people like Mami. So she's saying, like, I look up to you and I want to be like you. And Mami warns her that the job has no social life.
Basically.
She's something to consider. No boyfriends, no friends, just you. And then she says that she's not really someone to be looked up to because she may seem like she's confident, but when she wants to go home, she has no one to go home to, and half the time she's crying because she's alone and she has to do all this important stuff and no one's there to help her, etc. So Madoka says that she's no longer alone, and this touches Mami. Mami's really happy about this, and she starts suggesting wishes like, hey, you could have a great boyfriend and all this stuff. And she says, my favorite thing, if you can't think of anything, wish for cake.
Yep.
That's what I do. If I can't think of anything, I just suggest cake.
Yeah.
Madoka's not really sure about this, but what else? What else could there be? So, okay, cake. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you risk your life for cake? I mean, there's some good cake out there.
She says, I'm not really sure I want to risk my life for cake. I mean, it's a beautiful, sweet little bonding moment. It's finding out much more about Mami and how she's actually kind of lonely ever since becoming a magical girl, because obviously a wish prolonged her life but didn't bring back her family, so she's on alone. But she's also lonely doing this job, and she's not as confident as she pretends to be because, you know, she's crippled by this, like, doing this on her own. And then Madoka's like the little light of hope of like, no, we could do this together. And then they say that line about like, we could be a great duo, and it's like, no, she's got someone, she's got a companion, she's got a friend, and it's all going to be beautiful and lovely. And if this was a normal magical girl show, it would have been.
Yeah. Sayaka warns Mami that the egg is hatching. So, magical girl transformation. Da 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 da. There's cake in the background. There's cake everywhere now. Because that's what they were talking about. Mami does her gun dance. And Mami is happy.
That animation on her, like, gun twirls, and when she's fighting the little mini things, it's gorgeous scoring, gorgeous piece of animation. The fluidity of the movements, it's something you get very much in anime, but Western animation, the average ones that you just see on TV, never have that amount of fluidity. It's gorgeous.
But she's overly happy now because she's got Madoka and she's not alone anymore, like you said, and she says that she's never been happier. So she's fighting with, well, I mean, she was always fighting with purpose because she fights to save people, but now she's got more of a purpose because once Madoka becomes a magical girl, she's got a friend by her side. So she's happy and excited. The witch hatches into a cute doll cuddly toy thing, and it's like, oh no. It's cute and cuddly, we should not trust this. Just like Kyubey, who there's just something about Kyubey. whenever it's like, it's just got the same expression all the time. This little weird smile with starey eyes, and it's like, even when it's sad, it's happy, and it's like, you are not to be trusted, Kyubey. I can't help it. Something about Kyubey. Whenever a witch is shown, there's like a name.
Yes.
Underneath it, but I can't read it.
No, it's the witch's language. We don't understand it. We're not magical girls.
Okay. That's fine. No, I just thought maybe it was just like some weird bubble writing that I couldn't read. But if you're saying no one can read it, then I feel better.
Yeah, no. We're not magical girls. Magical girls can read it.
Mami makes light work of the witch, and she shoots it in the head, and she throws it up in the air, and she shoots it again, and she does the trio. What is it called? Trio
finale. The trio finale. So yeah, she does that on it. But as she shoots it, it transforms. This is what Humura was talking about. Yes. It's not your regular witch. And this is where we get our first OMG moment. Our first, this is all going to go terribly, horribly, disgustingly wrong.
as a series, because up until now it was magical and it was lovely and everything was fine. But Mammy gets her head bitten off.
Yes.
Yeah, everything changes from now on. The way you look at this series, the way that you think it's going to all work out, it has been shattered.
Yes.
And you're like, Mammy got eaten.
Yeah.
It's the way, it's the brutality of it.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, it's like the first time you saw, and I keep comparing it to Evangelion because we've just watched it, but it's like the first time you see the Avas becoming like more than just a robot. Is that kind of what the hell moment of, okay, I'm not watching a kids program. I'm not watching something that is going to be happy and fluffy and straightforward. This is horrific and complicated, and people I like are going to die. So...
And this is why I chose this show, because it rocked the like anime community when this anime came out, because we're like, oh, it's another magical girl anime, cool. And you know, Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor, like Sakura, like, oh, there's so many magical girls. Tokyo Mew Mew, I'd watch those ones, and there's loads that I don't watch, I like, because it's not a big genre for me, but I watched the staples and the ones I liked. And I remember episode 3 came out, and normally the whole like, we're going to be friends is, oh, it's a beautiful bonding moment. It's never a red flag moment. Like in other animes, when someone goes, oh my goodness, I am totally happy, you're like, no, never be happy in an anime. Because the minute you're like, that part of you that's missing is catered for in most of the things I watch anyway, because obviously I watch all the traumatic stuff. This was my escapism from traumatic stuff. So it's like, that's normally the red flag, but I didn't see the red flag in this, because I'm like, it's magical girls. I'd watched, I think just before this, I'd watched Tokyo Mew Mew. And Tokyo Mew Mew, I mean, it's called Tokyo Mew Mew. It's about a girl called Ichigo that gets the powers of a strawberry cat. And she's all like, I'm going to save the world. Yeah? And things like that. And it's like the Nya poses, and her friends like are all magical fruit, and they eat cakes and they fight baddies. And they
get watching that. It sounds pleasant.
It's adorable and cute. And Cardcaptor Sakura, or like, you know, the greatest magical girl anime ever. Even with its slightly darker tones of like, sometimes they get sad. There was no such thing as permadeath in magical girl anime. Even like when some of the deaths happen in things like Sailor Moon, the girls get reincarnated or magically healed. They never get that dark. You don't get permadeath. So, and you don't get it quite so darkly. No one gets a head chomped off in a magical girl. Okay, yeah, Sailor Moon did have the slight like pierced through the stomachs by ice beams, but that was that was like, oh god, and then the world was remade and it was all good again. So I was just sitting there going, did Mammy just die? That can't happen. No, you don't get eaten in magical girl anime.
And that's the thing. You thought something was gonna happen to make her not die. She's a magical girl.
Yeah.
Like, you know, can't she just regen? Or Kyubey is there. Can Kyubey not help? No, Kyubey is about as useless as a useless thing. He's so
cute. I call it cute but vapid. It's like, oh, magical girls. Ooh, I can't change facial expression. Ooh.
Yeah.
He's like, well done, mascot. You have no facial expressions.
But as this is happening, as she gets her head chomped, Humura's ribbons break and turn to what looks like blood, and she realizes, bad things have happened.
Yeah. And
then we watch as this thing chows down on Mammy, and Kyubey's like, hurry before it's too late. It's too late, Kyubey.
Yeah.
It's beyond too late. She dead. she eaten. She not there no more.
I'd forgotten the exact way that Mammy had died, and our previous conversation about you not liking cannibalism. And then I was like, so I'm watching Madoka because Luke came down and was like, oh, are you going to watch Attack on Titan next? And I'm like, no, I'm going to have to I don't know, because Nick really doesn't like cannibalism. And he's like, but isn't there cannibalism in Madoka? And I was like, oh, too late now. She's just going to have to see a magical girl being eaten.
Well, it's not really cannibalism, this one. It's because it's a monster eating a girl. So it's not. Yeah. If it was a magical girl eating a magical girl, then I might get a little bit wiggy about it. But no, this is okay. It's not okay. But
no, especially that thing's facial expression is like, I'm a happy girl, I hate you, and you're like, I don't like you.
No, exactly. So yeah, it's okay, but not okay at the same time. It's different. Let's put it that way. It's Cube starts pressuring the two girls, like, turn into magic girls, help, do something. And luckily, Humura rushes in and using a mixture of teleportation and bombs and just being overall amazing, she kills the witch. As she walks out, she says to the two girls, this is what it means to be a magical girl. So it's not all, hey, we've got magic so we can do anything. Let's fight this thing. I killed it. I'm amazing. It's none of that. It's you could die in a most horrific way. So
Yes.
Their eyes have been opened.
Yeah. And as I say, this hadn't been done before. We're used to cute magical transformations and things like prettier and stuff. And I was like, yay, magical jewels. And we fight sad times. But no one dies. It's not dripping blood in the background.
And you're kind of hoping, like, now it's over, Mammy will come back in some way, or that her body will appear because they're back in the real world. No, she's gone. Mammy is gone. And yeah, they go back to the real world, and the two girls are devastated. But Humura just picks up the seed and is like, mine. Sayaka's like, that belongs to Mammy, it's not yours. And Humura says, yeah, it does, but you girls aren't magical girls, so you have no right in coming to get it. And she walks away, and she leaves the two girls to mourn Mammy. And that's where that episode ends. And it's like, Mammy, come back, yeah? Mammy not really dead? No, Mammy dead.
Yeah, it's like, magical girls, cakes and ribbons, cakes and ribbons.
Kitty cats. No, dead. So yeah, that kind of made the rest of the series like, okay, I'm ready for this now. I'm prepared for these kind of deaths.
As I said, yay, we're getting the magical girl version of Evangelion.
It really is. It really is. So we then move on to episode 4, which is called Miracles and Magic Are Real. This opens again in the hospital, and Sayako is going to, we now know his name, which is Kyosuke. Kyosuke?
No, beautiful pronunciation, Kyosuke.
Well, I had to do it phonetically. Because if you read it as it's spelled, it's Kyosuke.
Yeah,
but
so it's Kyo, because Kyo would be one sound, and Kyosuke. So it is Suke, but you say it together, so Kyosuke.
Well, like I say, I've written it phonetically, so Kyosuke. I've got it here. I've written it phonetically throughout because it's going to take me maybe a couple of episodes. If he's around, I have no idea. Who knows what's going to happen in this?
Yeah.
Might fall out of his window. Who knows? I'm not going to say anything certain. So she goes to his room and he's not there. He's in physio. And this is kind of like a introduction to this character and telling us why he's there and why he's so important. And the nurses are talking and they're telling the audience that he was in a terrible accident and he was a violin prodigy. And although he may be able to walk again through physio, his fingers will never work, so his hand will never be able to play the violin again. But Sayaka keeps going back to him, and she's kind of the thing that the nurses think keep him going. Sayaka seems to be feeling guilty that he's there, and she wishes it was her who had the accident, not him. So this kind of alludes to it was her fault in some way, but I don't know. I mean, like I say, you can't be certain of anything in these things, but it's just the way she's talking, the way she is acting, it feels as if she has something to do with this. She's having the moral dilemma of fixing this tragedy. She still thinks that she should do something for him, but she's now got in her mind of what Mammy said to her. And then we go into the intro. It's literally just a little scene of Sayaka's inner trauma. We go to Madoka's house, and it's normally a lovely thing to do. We like going to Madoka's house. It's pretty. The family's lovely. It's great. But she's having flashbacks of what she saw of Mammy. Yeah. And she starts to cry. And the family are obviously concerned because she's sitting there eating her breakfast and then just bursts into tears. Of course you're going to wonder what happened.
Poor dad is like, is it not tasty, honey? And it's just like, she's like, that's the most delicious breakfast ever.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So they have no clue what's going on in her life and she can't tell them. So that's that kind of loneliness where you're surrounded by people, but you have to keep this huge secret. So technically you are alone because you can't confide in anyone. Walking to school, Madoka wants to communicate with Sayaka about what happened. She wants to talk about it, but Sayaka is obviously not ready. And there's no point in talking about it in front of Hitomi because all they're going to do is stand there looking at each other, but not without talking. And that's weird. So she's like, look, later. So she runs off. in class, I get that this is meant to be a scene where we're seeing how everyone's feeling in the class, but the teacher's talking about childbirth and how it's okay to get married after 30.
Yes.
It's okay. So we're getting insight into the teacher.
Yes, but also when you work out that it's a grammar lesson, so it's like being 30 is not a past perfect sentence, and it's like, how have you managed to make learning tenses about you being too old to fall in love? You're poor students.
But yeah, so I just like the insights into the teacher. I think it's a good little like side story that's going on. But yeah, that's literally what that scene is. And then it cuts to outside on the roof where they're having lunch the other day. And Madoka and Sayaka are talking about how they have this secret, and exactly what I just said, that they feel like everyone else is a stranger because they don't know about the secret. So they're feeling very alone. And then Sayaka asks Madoka, do you still want to do this? Of course she doesn't.
Yeah, they're like, nope.
After what you've just seen and experienced and been through, knowing that, yes, you have magic, but you could die still, and it could be horrific. And yeah, why would you want to put yourself through that? No wish at this point is worth that kind of death. So they don't want to do it anymore. And Madoka's feeling bad about it. She feels guilty, but you can't, if your heart's not in it, then you're going to be useless anyway. You've got all this power, and it's like having the keys to a chocolate factory and being allergic to chocolate. Like, it's just pointless.
Oh, a tragedy. I'd eat it anyway. I wouldn't, and I'd be really ill because I'd do that anyway. Yeah.
But Kyubei's there, and she tells the girls that Mami is no longer protecting the area, so other magical girls will start to come, because the girls were concerned that now witches will be about. But it's like, Homura is there. She's still about. Why have you forgotten about her?
Yeah, Homura's on her own mission.
Yes, but at the same time, she's still killing witches.
Yeah.
So unless it's certain witches that she's killing. In which case, yes, we need more magical girls to kill these witches. Their concern is that these magical girls will be turning up for the grief seeds rather than to help people. And that Kyubei says that Mami was a rare magical girl in that way because she cared. And as we saw in the second episode, like, she was willing to share the grief seed. So she's not all about herself. She's all about everyone. And possibly part of her being alone is that, she's nice and shares with people and saves people, etc. Then more people will accept her and want to be her friend. Kyubei says that you can't judge the magical girls for being like this, for just wanting these seeds. You are not a magical girl. You do not share the same fate. Kyubei, I do not trust you at all. The same fate. What does that mean? So they have to kill these witches to stay alive, or they have to, we don't know yet. We don't know the full extent of this contract, but Kyubei is dodgy as hell. As cute as you are, Kyubei, no. And the fact that you're not the one out there killing witches, you're just giving out contracts, No, Kyubei. See, Evangelion has hardened me. I don't trust anything cute and cuddly.
Because there were so many cute and cuddly things in Evangelion.
I can't think of one. Oh, the Pen.
Yeah, and Pen did nothing wrong in the entire series. Pen was a complete innocent.
Well, he was, but he was sarcastic. Cute cuddly things, no. Especially now that we know what goes on in this world. Kyubei leaves to find other girls who want to become magical girls, who are more willing and have more reason to take a contract. And Madoka goes to Mami's place, and she cries and she feels guilty about not being a magical girl. Because, she could look at it two ways. She could either look at it, it's not selfish. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you could potentially die in a horrific way. So it's not really selfish. It's just, thinking about, there's no way of saying it without it sounding selfish, but it's not selfish.
No, but there's people who know in themselves that they can, say, do a job like firefighting, police work and stuff, like ones where you put yourself at risk. And there's people who know that they don't have it in them to do that. And that's really probably a better idea that they don't take those jobs, because when it comes down to it, will they be able to make the tough decisions or throw themselves into the dangerous situations?
See, look at you in my head. Saying what I can't say because for some reason words, but it always happens. I get on the podcast, I'm like, I'm very eloquent, and then not at all. Homura is waiting outside of Mami's place, and she is softened, like her whole persona and everything. Now she knows that Madoka is not going to become a magical girl. She's now friendly towards her, and she says it's not her fault that this has happened. now she can understand the warning that she was giving her to stay true to herself and to not put herself into danger, sort of thing. Homura says that she's seen a lot of magical girls die, and as Mami died in the labyrinth, her body will stay there and she'll be a missing person forever in the real world. And that's really sad. And it's part of the contract is that you make a wish and you're paying back that wish by fighting the witches. And if you die, then you could be forgotten. But oh well, that's what you signed up to do. Madoka says that she will never forget Mami. And this makes Homura jealous. But then Madoka says that she won't forget her either. So there's obviously something between Homura and Madoka that we're not quite getting yet. Because Homura, all she has done so far is look out for Madoka. It may not seem like she's like doing it for good reasons, but there's obviously something about Madoka that she wants to protect. I'm sensing some sort of princess or something, but I don't know. This is the way of things in these anime. So I think that Madoka is like, important to Homura in some sort of mysterious magical way, but we won't know just yet. This is
you have to wait and find out.
I've been conditioned to think this way now. Back in the hospital, Sayako sat with Kyosuke while he listens to his music again. She's trying to make some small talk about music and how she's not really someone who would like this music, but because of him, she likes the music. And he thinks that she is torturing him. She doesn't quite understand, but it's because she's like, look, listen to this beautiful music that you can never make anymore, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's not doing that, but that's what he feels like is happening. And he says the doctor has pretty much said, I'm donezo with my hand. That's it. I will never play music again. And that's what I love doing, and that's it. He's obviously in pain. He's obviously really upset by it. And Kyubey suddenly appears at the window. And it's like, Kyubey, you little stalker. You know what's going on, you little manipulator.
Yeah, because it's not the first time.
No, it's not the first time.
Because remember the car accident, and then Kyubey just happened to be there. And then at the window going, oh, I know what's going on in your heart right now. I'm at the window.
Exactly. So Kyubey has this sixth sense of girls in distress who want a way out. So, Kyubey, I don't trust you. Walking home, Madoka tries to understand Homura, and if she is nice, then why didn't she get on with Mami? So she's like, everyone's so kind. Why can't we all just get along? But as we said, there's stuff we don't know yet. At this point, she sees Hitomi, and she sees that she's got a witch's kiss on her neck. So she's trying to talk to her, but Hitomi is in a trance and she's going somewhere wonderful, she says. We then see more people appear with this mark and they walk into a factory. Madoka wants to call Homura, but she doesn't have her number. Again, people swap numbers. God, you know that the world's in peril. Help each other out. The hypnotized people start to pour liquid into a bucket, and Madoka has a flashback of her mum warning her, saying, these two bottles, they look the same, but they're completely different. Do not use this one or you could die or kill someone. It's like, label your bottles, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. And I was
waiting for an accident.
I was staring at it, trying to work out, okay, what cosmetics and what bathroom stuff, if you combined them, would cause, the kind of gas that's going to kill people. Because it's obviously they're trying to mix stuff with the fumes going. I'm like... So one of them must be peroxide and something else like bleach for cleaning, and then maybe they're merged. Then everything will go poisonous gas. But I'm like, just make it more obvious on your bottle design. But... Or
maybe they don't want people to know what the two things are, because if they combine them at home, you'll get the same result. So maybe they're trying to stop the world from making poisonous gases. Madoka tries to stop them. But Hitomi gets in her way, saying that, we're all going somewhere wonderful and we'll leave our bodies behind. And it's very cultish.
Yeah.
That's cult, C-U-L-T, by the way. Nothing else, cult. Yeah, Madoka does not accept this, and she grabs the bucket and throws it out the window, which, that's very heroic.
Yes.
She did it without thinking. She's got it in her to do it.
Mass suicide is never a fun thing to be a part of. So she's like, I'm definitely going to stop this.
Exactly. She's not under the spell. So then the zombie people chase her into a closet where the labyrinth is waiting for her and takes her. She believes that this is a punishment for being a liar and a coward. She's very harsh on herself.
She is.
But suddenly the creatures start blowing up. It's like, what's going on? Sayaka appears, and Homura is watching as Sayaka destroys I'm guessing it's a familiar rather than a witch, because we've had no there wasn't anything to indicate that it was a witch, and also at the end of it there is no grief seed. So I'm guessing that this was a familiar, which is a computer monitor with bunny ears. Okay.
With some weird half-winged puppets like flying around, being like, oh, do you want to do some art, or do you want to get picked up and flown around and pulled apart? And everything's getting a bit weird.
Madoka realizes that Sayaka is a magical girl, and she's got a cool costume. She's like, your clothes, and she's like, I know.
Yeah.
But she's very laid back about it, and she's obviously happy with the decisions she made. So, bully for you. But Hamura is not happy. So, when is she? Let's face it.
Yeah.
The only time she's been happy was when Madoka said that she's not going to be a magical girl. We then get a flash in hospital where Kiyosuke he's got his hand back. He can move it again. So we know what her wish was. We know that she gave in and gave him his life back. And then we go to outside of town, where Kyubey finds someone that he knows and didn't expect to see. New player. She says that with Mami gone, she's there, but Kyubey says there's a new magical girl in town. Because like Kyubey was saying, with Mami gone, more magical girls was up to come to get the grief seeds. So this girl has heard about it and come. But now that Sayaka is a magical girl, she will now take over this territory. The new girl does not like this.
No.
She doesn't like having a newbie taking over such a promising witch place. She doesn't. She thinks that she deserves it. We find out that her name is Kyoko.
Kyoko. Isn't it Kyoko?
Kyoko. Kyoko.
Yeah, Kyoko.
Kyoko. Well, we find out that's her name. And she says that she knows what she's going to do. She's going to get rid of this new girl permanently. Credits.
Creepy smile credits.
Well, it made her out to be evil.
I think the creepy smile and that I'm going to permanently take out a magical girl made her out to be not so good.
Well, it didn't help. Yeah, so that's the 2 episodes for today. And yes, we have been thrown into a world that I'm unsure of now.
Yeah. That was my intent, because I know what happens. But, you know.
Well, with it being you, I didn't think it was going to be all happy, smiley, look at us, let's eat cake and stroke cats.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it would be so soon.
Yes. I mean, I am very impressed that your deduction skills in this is like, oh, you are looking at all the right things. This is much improved. Obviously, Ava has taught you well. But like,
Ava has disturbed me for life, so I trust no one or anything.
Yeah.
My heart is closed.
I'm going to make you watch something really cute, and you're going to be like, so when does the shoe drop? When does it drop? When does someone eat all of these? We'll watch Uchitama, which is about the cute puppies and kitties that live in a road. And you'll be like, okay, so when do the puppies and kitties eat each other? Come on.
When's the mass murder happening? Banana. When do they eat each other?
Yeah, exactly. When do the people come home, peel the bananas and eat them? And you'll be like, oh no, the death of the bananas.
This is it. You're gonna this is exactly what's gonna happen. You're gonna make me watch all these kind of animes, and we're gonna get to a cute one, and I'm gonna be theorizing. I think you're like, nope, what you see is what you get. This is exactly what it is. Cute things being cute. That's it. I'm like, oh.
Oh, I mean, I don't watch a lot of cute ones, with the exception of Bananya and Uchitama. It's a pretty much guarantee. I mean, there's definitely some nicer series that I watch.
Well, we've changed it from quarantine entertainment. So, what question? I was going to ask you a question. What was it? Oh, if you were going to have a magic girl outfit, what would it be?
Mine would be shorts, a long shirt with the points, and a waistcoat and knee-high boots.
And what colour would you be? Because they've all got colours.
Oh, black and purple.
Listen, I can't decide if I want a dress or some like big bell-bottom trousers, because that's what I'm comfortable in. So if I'm going to fight, I need to be comfortable.
It's always going to be shorts. So the one that makes me look slightly masculine but feminine. Basically, it kind of end up looking like Zatanna, I realised, from DC. But yeah, Zatanna, but a more gothic Lolita style Zatanna.
Obviously, I'd have a corset because I'm corset orientated. Cat ears, ovs. I'd probably have like the cute paw gloves on.
I'm going to send you some pictures of Tokyo Mew Mew, because I always wanted to be Sakura in Tokyo Mew Mew. She's the lone wolf one that likes to be a bit aloof and distant, that eventually makes friends with them and joins in. But yeah, you'd love a bit of Tokyo Mew Mew. I will send you a trailer or something for it so you can check it out.
for sure. But yeah, I probably would go with the trousers because I'd be I'd be too concerned about people seeing my knickers. So if I wore a skirt.
No, you had the magical girl bloomers, which are
No,
the
I
big
wasn't
puffy
doing it.
shorts underneath that looks like it's part of all the frills, so you can't tell what's a frill and what's not.
No, I'll just go for trousers. That'll stop all that. But yes, so my colours will probably be black, blue, and grey because those are the colours I normally wear.
Yeah, see, mine's purple and
aqua.
black, or I'd have purple and electric blue.
At the end of all of this, I'm going to have to draw us as magic girls.
Yeah.
That's my task for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Draw us as magical girls.
And I want one of those miniature hats. I used to wear them all the blinking time, and I've got loads.
The little top hat.
The little mini hats. I've got loads of them. I love them. Love a mini hat.
There you go. Okay, so you're kind of gothic-y and I'm kind of cutesy but not cutesy. I don't know how to describe my style. Cat.
Yeah, it's all right. There's plenty of girls that look like it.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so social media.
My social media is coming in on cake. Cake. Nice slices of social media and cake with cream and strawberries. Cake? Oh, it's basically my mouth, and the cake is going to go into it. I can fit all that cake in. Look at my cake hole.
I don't know, I just keep doing things, eating things, and I don't want to do that.
I know. It's still so much cake in this episode, and then when it wasn't cake, there was cookies.
Mine's going to come in on some chain ribbons. That was the ribbons going across and then pulling it.
No, I got the sound effects. I thought that was a good job. That sounds very fast flying ribbon action there.
Thank you. I've been practicing my fast ribbon sound effects.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so cool. We're this is social media that
Yeah.
we don't talk about social media anymore. We're just excited and showing it.
Yeah.
Say goodbye, Lizzie.
Right. So for now, this is a weeaboo saying Johnny.
And a newbie saying chomp chomp cakey cake chomp.